Shouts out to Grey's Anatomy, man. I was born for this, so when corn commits to take vengeance and furious anger against these lords of Sith, I'm bringing the rain to X-Men like Storm admits, to sue invisible with fantastic four-intent. Cause I was born for this, to take shit, whether sloppy seconds, thirsty thirds, or filthy fourths and fifths. The right suggestion, per the herbs, then we torch the pith. Cause my complexion endures the worst than any form of men. A slight detection for a curse amidst those born to sin. Through flights connected to tour the earth when bored with friends. Cause it's a stranger thing when you let the inner Demogorgon win. So it's done with the fork in it, cause ain't nan new like Morkin men. When you born for this, there's nothing earthly that can take form against the destiny the Lord invents. And now Korn's convinced that your polar length has no yield as a Nodashi without swordsmanship that's forged from shit. Cause when you come in clutch, that's when your records will shift. Cause it's sink or swimming when you see the dorsal fin. When in tournaments for ornaments, it sorta gives that if your teacher was Morpheus, then you're born for this performance, kid. But without tuition and being in a dormant 10. So when the scorn ascend, it's no big that I'm born again. Without the Latter-day Saints or whoever's Mormons can. From fate you can't hide like Donna and Eric Foreman's friend. Cause I was born for this.
Good morning, America. I'm your host, Trash Panda Coot, and we are here on July 26, 2026. And you are waking up with the culture. That's right. Good Morning America is dedicated to news, events, innovation, technology, etc. All about the culture. You dig? Black culture, if you that ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, we as Black Americans got a lot to talk about, a lot to celebrate. And so, yeah, we got a lot to get into, from the NBA's MLK Week reflections to what's happening right here in the 217. So we're going to bring y'all a little ditty from my people, Almost Homeless, and we'll be right back and get into it.
Everybody ready? Yeah. Hit it.
Word up. That was Almost Homeless with the barbecue. Now, getting back into it, we're getting into this MLK weekend recap. And coming off the holiday, we're looking at the NBA's massive 9-game slate that was just wrapped up. But more importantly, we're seeing a new wave of activism. Lawyers in Minneapolis are fighting back against federal authorities, weaponizing old laws to silence Black activists. But ain't no racism, right? There is no system. So anyway, the struggle for the dream is moving into the courtroom. And in national news, we're tracking the exoneration of Tommy Lee Walker in Texas, 70 years too late, a reminder of why we do what we do. So let's look up Tommy Lee Walker real quick. And we're going to put exoneration. A Black man who was executed in Texas 70 years ago by racial bias. Let's go to the Civil Rights and Restorative Justice Project. See what they talking about. Because if it's civil rights, they can't lie, right? The Innocence Project secured declaration of innocence in the old case. So, let's see. At Northeastern University School of Law, in partnership with the Innocence Project in New York, has successfully advocated for official recognition of one of the most infamous miscarriages of justice in Texas history. Following extensive research and advocacy by the Civil Rights and Restorative Justice Project, the Dallas County District Attorney Office has acknowledged that 19-year-old Tommy Lee Walker was wrongfully convicted and executed for the 1953 murder of Venice Lorraine Parker. I ain't gonna get too much into that. I just wanted to know, what the deal was, what was happening with that. So it looks like they're getting ready to get an exoneration for that. You know what I'm saying? That's around, that was what, 2 years before Emmett Till or something? But basically, that's what jumped off civil rights in the first place, is what they say is Emmett Till did. But this is the same thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's going on right now. As far as the Springfield spotlight, right here in Springfield, shout out to Alderman Deuce Gregory, Sean Gregory, man. He been pushing the vision for a Black Wall Street on the east side. Plus, the state just announced $4.3 million for the Healing Illinois grants. So if you're a local creative or organizer, get your paperwork ready. There's money on the table for narrating shifting projects on the east side, y'all. Shouts out to Deuce Gregory, man. We love you, Deuce. Now, we're going to get into a wee bit, just a tiny wee bit of culture and tech. You feel me? Social media is torn up over Cameron calling his ex a bad investment. Did y'all see that? Yeah, look up Cameron and his ex. He said she was a bad investment on air. And it is it just, or is what it is energy, or did he go too far? We're also watching Delroy Lindo finally get his Oscar flowers at 73 for Sinners. Better late than never, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Delroy Lindo, too, who played also Aaliyah's dad in Romeo Must Die. That's one of my favorite roles that he's been in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if y'all want to, shout out what's your favorite Delroy Lindo. And then you can put your favorite Cameron song, too. You know what I'm saying? But shouts to them. Oscars for Sinners. It's about time. On the digital block, 79% of Black-owned businesses are now using AI tools, outpacing everyone else. If you aren't using AI to structure your data or automate your workflow, you're leaving money on the table. We're also looking at community-owned angel networks. We have to own the data and the platforms and not just the content. You know what I'm saying? So come on with it, dog. Now, we're going to go into our next segment, which is a bit of a deep dive, as you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about legacy and loss. You dig? And if you like what's going on, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share buttons, all the things, emote, and give us reactions and whatnot. But right now, we're about to go more into the hood mourning part of Hood Mourning America. You dig? Literally. It's the anniversary of Mahalia Jackson's passing this week. Shouts out to Mahalia Jackson. And shouts out to the episode of the Boondocks where Martin Luther King was trying to figure out if he wanted to listen to Mahalia Jackson on the 20 gig iPod or the 60 gig iPod. You feel me? Shouts to that. We could talk about the 1908 race riots, but we also need to talk about White Heat, Black Ashes documentary coming out. And we have to process our history to build our future. You dig? So let's go into Miss Mahalia Jackson. Let me go and bring her up. American gospel singer. I used to always wake up at my grandma's house up in Chicago. She used to stay on like 81st and Exchange, right around the corner from where Barbershop was filmed at. And motherfucking, yeah. So we used to wake up and Mahalia Jackson be playing, and she'd be having them scrambled eggs and that ham left over from last night going, so we can make a ham sandwich. Shouts out to Jerry. But Mahalia Jackson was an American gospel singer, widely considered one of the most influential vocalists of the 20th century. With a career spanning 40 years, Jackson was integral in the development and spread of gospel blues in Black churches throughout the United States. She was born October 26, 1911. That makes her a Scorpio, I believe. Yeah. Her passing was back in 1972. Born in New Orleans. Her spouse was Sigmund Galloway from 1964 to 1967, and then Isaac Hockenhole from 1936 to 1941. Word up. Let's see here. She was even in a couple of movies. Featured some music, you know what I'm saying? Imitation of Life, Summer of Soul, Jazz on a Summer's Day, St. Louis Blues. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Let's see. Some of her famous songs, How I Got Over, Come On Children, Let's Sing, Move Up a Little Higher, Part 1, Amazing Grace. Let's hear a little Mahalia, y'all. Just a wee bit. Enough to not. You feel me? Come on now. She got that old lady.
Sound that say, oh, like me.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So shouts to Mahalia Jackson, man, passing. It's the anniversary of the week she passed. So get your Mahalia on if you want to. And yeah, man. Peace be with you. So the 1908 riots, right, began here in Springfield, Illinois, which also sparked the start of the NAACP. You feel me? So brief history on that. Let's go and get into it. The history of the race riots. On the evening of August 14th, 1908, after being accused of unrelated sexual assault and murder crimes, because this is 1908, 2 black men were sitting in jail. Tension was rising as a large mob of about 5,000 white people were gathering outside, trying to take matters into their own hands. They were demanding the release of both George Richardson and Joe James. George, who was accused of raping a white woman, and Joe, who was accused of murdering a white man. As the police were sensing danger, the county sheriff, with help from Harry Lopper, a white business owner, secretly removed the 2 prisoners through a back door and put them on a train that transported them to another jail in Bloomington. Why they gotta put that Harry, a white business, like white people was helping these niggas? We just want y'all to know it's some allies out there. Once the mob learned of this move, they erupted in mass racial violence. Spreading out, the mob headed towards the black neighborhoods, looting and damaging black-owned businesses, destroying their homes, and eventually lynching 2 important members of the black community, Scott Burton and William Donegan. Okay, so this is what I'll be saying too, right? The thinking of most Caucasoids is that they are linear thinkers, meaning like whatever they do and then perceive what would happen after that if they done it to somebody else, that's how they think, right? But we know that it's not linear between, at least, when it comes to like black and white in this country. You know what I mean? Because if it was linear, it wouldn't even be a question. We would be the bad guys because we would be doing exactly the things that they're saying we're doing. Not only that, but we would be united and grouped up as like on some Planet of the Apes type shit. No racism. I'm just saying. So when I see, and I say that to say this. When white people riot, it's usually out of anger because of a result that they didn't want, or didn't get that they wanted. It's on some spoiled child shit. Hey, I didn't get the fucking Switch for Christmas, so I'm gonna crash out and destroy all this shit, right? Versus a black riot. You know what I'm saying? Comes in, and this is where the non-linear comes in. On some black riot shit, we burning the shit that we built. Is how we looking at it. We built this motherfucker, but we don't own none of the shit. I don't give a fuck if it burns, because it's still a representation of the shit that's going on right now. And then don't try to be like, oh, well, if you just had your own shit, this was our own shit. We had black neighborhoods and black-owned businesses. It says it. Not to mention Rosewood, Florida, Lake Lanier, fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? There were places, we had a whole period called Reconstruction where we was building after slavery. And then that shit got shut down by Jim Crow. So what are we talking about? So anyway, Springfield endured racial violence for days until Illinois Governor Charles Deanan called the Illinois National Guard to bring the riots under control. The nation was shocked by the racial violence that occurred and the irony of it happening in the hometown of Abraham Lincoln. That's not ironic at all, at least from my perspective. If it could happen in Springfield, it could happen anywhere, activists believe. And just look at what's going on. So same shit, right? But with ICE. Ain't that the same shit that's happening? Ain't that the same stuff we was trying to tell y'all about before it even came on? So that's what I'm saying. As a result, many died, including both black and white residents. They have to include that. Dozens of black-owned homes and businesses were burned to the ground, causing property damage of over $150,000, a large cost in 1908. These events caused thousands of black residents to pack up their families and move out of Springfield, some to never return. And I bet you still didn't know this is a fucking sundown town, too. Ain't that crazy? Of the two accused black men who were the main focus of the racial violence, Joe James was eventually tried, convicted, and hanged for the murder of Clergy Ballard. George Richardson was set free after his accuser, Mabel Hallam, recanted her story. That's crazy. 6 months later, heavily influenced by the Springfield 1908 race riot, and it being the final tipping point, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People was created. This happened in February 12th, 1909, which was the centennial anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birthday. In 1910, the NAACP established its national office in New York City and has played a major role in history ever since. The vision of the NAACP is to ensure a society in which all individuals have equal rights without discrimination based on race. And so that came from the Visit Springfield website, that story. They have walking tours. They got the National Monument here and more information on that if you want to check that out at visitspringfieldillinois.com. Word up. So with that being said, there's a White Heat, Black Ashes documentary supposedly coming out. Let's see. We'll go back to Visit Springfield. Word up. No, it's not loading for me. Let's try to find another one. WhiteHeatBlackAshes.com. Skip to content. It's a documentary about the 1908 race riot that made national news and led to the formation of the NAACP. I guess they're still working on the website. There's a Facebook page. Let's check that out. Brought to you by Meta. Yep, you can follow it. So it doesn't look like they have much information about the movie itself, but it does appear to be coming soon. Their last post on the Facebook was August 14th. So yeah, there's some pictures and things talking about it. I won't go too much into it because, like I said, it doesn't seem like there's that much on it right now. But keep your eye out for that. It's a documentary about the 1908 race riots. Social comments. Reading your comments now. Tasha from the East Side says, we need more than grants. We need more ownership. I hear you, Tasha. Exactly why the Black Wall Street Initiative matters. Deuce Gregory shouts out. You feel me? We're going to take a short break. Let's holla at my ninjas at Text Cut. You feel me?
I need a cut. I need a cut. Now text if you need a fresh cut. Text if you need a fade. Text if you need a close cut. Text if you need a shave. Text if you need your head touched. Text if you need a braid. Text if you need your beard done. Text if you need a wave. Don't do it. Just text 21757420221. Text 217574221. Cause I need a cut. I need a cut. I need a cut. I need a cut. I need a cut.
I need a cut. Now, we're going to get taken back to a lighter note, and we're going to get into some gaming and hustling. You know, all my black people like gaming and hustling. You know what I'm saying? So, we got an update for the Mortal Kombat fans. The Mortal Kombat 2 movie has moved up to May 8th of this year. We're going to see Carl Urban as Johnny Cage a week early. They're moving to avoid the new Star Wars movie, but I'm just ready to see Katana's storyline, is what they say, is what one homie says. Apex Legend, the winter wipeout event is ending tomorrow. If you haven't mastered the hoverboard or checked out the cryptos off the grid buffs, you're running out of time. Download Apex Legends. Believe it's on all systems, Xbox, PS5, Steam, Twitch, online. Do your thing. For the hustle side, those of you looking to start a Fiverr gig or got that late night ghost kitchen, remember, clean data is everything. If you're offering data structuring, focus on AI companies that are hungry for organized data sets right now, fam. That's actually one of the things I started doing. You know what I'm saying? It's going all right, but we definitely can improve. You feel me? Word up. So, I mean, that's pretty much all we got for today. We're going to do the Black Excellence. Shout out to the local Springfield students who just received the Healing Illinois sub-grants for their storytelling projects. You're the ones keeping our history alive, fam. We got to know where we come from so we can know where we're going. It is imperative that we get our shit together. You feel me? That's basically the show for today. But remember, visibility is optional, but positioning is not. Get yourself in position for the win this week. However you need to do that. If you got any comments, questions, or anything, you can hit us up on Real Ninjas Network, or just leave a message here or a comment. I try to respond to everything and anything. So this has been Hood Morning America, and we will see you next week, fam. Let's get